Hi there, I am the Lady of Nemesis and welcome back to my Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights 2. Last time we saved the town from an attack by unknown creatures later to be revealed as bladelings and grey dwarves. Sadly, our friend Amy didn't make it through the attack and neither did several of the townsfolk. Afterwards, our foster father has sent us with our friend Bevel into the nearby swamps in search of an item that he believes was the reason for the attack. Let us hope that finding it will help.
Bring it to me.
Hiya!
Let's go. Yeah.
Hiya!
Yeah.
Hiya!
Let's. Yeah.
Hiya! For glory!
Let's go.
Ah!
Yeah.
Hiya! Ah!
Yeah.
Hiya!
Yeah.
Hiya! Hiya!
Yeah.
This is a bit too much for me. Amy's dead, the village is in flames, and now here we are in the swamp looking for ruins? I always wanted to be one of those adventurers, like Brunor Battlehammer or Lord Nasher. Well, back when he had adventures. With everything that's happened tonight, though, I think my place is here in West Harbor. Adventuring is all fine and glorious, but someone still needs to remain home and care for the families. What about you? Ever thought of leaving here? Becoming an adventurer? That's what I think, too. I wish Amy were here with us. Should we be in some sort of marching order or something? No, I mean, well, you have your talents and all, but you have to admit, you're not the strongest of people. We probably figured you could use an extra sword arm, especially where we're going. Chores keep me pretty busy. And then there's the militia training. I'm not really good around pretty women. Not to say that I mean... Can we talk about something else? I don't like you. I don't mean you're not likable. Can we please talk about something else? Anything else? As much as the next harborman, I suppose. I haven't set foot there since Georg Redfell said we should avoid the place a few years back. Everyone knows it's been overrun by lizardlings, and Georg says if we don't bother them, they won't bother us. Of course! And you should as well. He watches the village and tries to keep everyone safe. I was told that the ruins were empty, even the chambers beneath it. It wouldn't surprise me if the lizardlings have claimed it. Lizardlings can be protective of what's theirs. And I don't think you'll be able to talk things over with them either. This isn't going to be easy. I'm one of the best of the new militiamen. Never saw you training in the militia, though if we had the time, I could teach you a thing or two.
Take that! Oh! Ah! Ah! For glory!
Let's... Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
Let's see what you've got! Yeah! Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Ah!
Sanctus. Yenpe ye koror.
Take that!
Yeah!
Take that!
Ah! Yeah!
We should turn back. These aren't the ruins that your father wanted us to search. No one's ever been able to get in. Georg says it's been here for generations. And Tarmas says he's heard a story about a wizard who tried to get in once and never returned. Besides, if your father wanted us to go into these ruins, you'd think he'd have told us how to get in.
Nope, can't do that.
glory!
Bring it to me.
Hiya!
Yeah.
Hiya!
Let's see what you've got.
Hiya!
Yeah.
Enough! I can carry no more.
Yes, indeed.
Come with me.
I shall be victorious! Ah!
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Take that! Hiya!
Let's see what you've got.
Hiya! Hiya!
Yeah.
Hiya! Hiya! Oh! Hiya! Hiya!
Sanctus.
Bring it to. Yeah. 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 Oh. Yeah. Bring it to me!
علمي فكريني.
O great spirits of the stone tomb, please hear our plea. The other lizardling tribes take our territory. They wage war. And before we fight them for our ancestral hatching grounds, we ask for your blessings.
There certainly are an awful lot of them. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
A warm blood. Here, your very presence offends the stone god. And this gives you the right to intrude on our lands and disturb our most holy of rituals. What do you propose then, warm blood? A favor for a favor, eh? We may have need of you. We will let you do this thing. Do what you have come here to do. We will leave the Warmbloods in peace, my followers.
We were risking life and limb for that? None of this makes any sense. Dagon can do his own blasted quest from now on. When you're done searching around, let's get out of here.
You have returned, and you have brought the shard.
That's all you can say? I almost died out there!
If I did not believe you could handle the task, I would have sent another.
Yeah, well, you weren't out there in the swamp getting attacked by lizard folk.
No, I was here attending the wounded, Bevel. Now find Marion and do the same.
I don't see how you put up with him.
Now, for the shard. Let me see it. Our talk is for our ears alone. Bevel has served his purpose and does not need to be troubled any further. Bevel has his uses, but it is not wise to depend on someone of Starlane blood for too long. Also, his complaining tires me and will not serve you where you are bound. That shard is one of a pair. Both were found after the battle that destroyed West Harbor long ago. My half-brother Duncan and I asked a mage in Neverwinter to examine the shards for enchantments, but he found nothing except a faint magical aura, residue of the battle. And so I kept one shard, and the other I gave to Duncan. Not long after I returned to West Harbor, I sealed it away in the ruins. So to speak, it would be more appropriate to say that I have a half-brother. Duncan, like Bevel, has many faults that would make it wise not to rely on him or call him kin. Strange. Perhaps the attack awakened it. If so, then perhaps a second look at these shards would yield different results. But such divinations would be beyond anyone here in West Harbor, including Tarmus. It was long ago, and it was a battle that did not concern West Harbor, but the village was caught up in it like many such villages in the Mare of Dead Men. We knew little about what had sparked the conflict. Demons were involved, led by a warlock of great power. We only knew him as the King of Shadows. The forces of Neverwinter attempted to drive the demons back. Many villagers fled, some taking the road, others wading into the swamp, anything to escape the battle. There was an explosion, pure and white, then nothing more. That is the only reason I can think of for why they came. Am I certain? No, but my instincts tell me they were looking for it. I could not bring myself to cast it away. Yet at the same time, I did not wish to keep it close. You are too young to remember what occurred, I know, but the battle was a terrible one, and that shard, it reminds me too much of that night. I need you to go to the city of Neverwinter, find my half-brother Duncan, retrieve the second shard, and take it to a mage you both can trust. Duncan owns an inn in the docks district of the city, the Sunken Flagon. Not the most reputable place, but safe enough. No, I know you value him as a friend, but he will be of no help outside of West Harbor. He would only slow you down. Bevel is made for simpler things. Very well. Let us waste no more time in discussing your friend. If you have other questions, ask them. That is possible, but this village cannot shelter you or survive another attack. On the road, moving, you have a chance. Once you reach Neverwinter, it may prove more difficult for them to attack you. Head to the small port town of Highcliff when you are free of the swamp. There, seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter. The beast that attacked us will leave West Harbor alone once they realize their quarry has fled. If all goes well, you should be in Neverwinter before they find your trail. Say your farewells. Your boots may travel many roads before you return. I let some of the others know you are leaving, but not the why of it. Perhaps one day we will speak again and gain an understanding of each other. Return when you are ready to leave, and we will speak of the path you must take.
So, your father sent you off to Neverwinter. As if everything that's happened tonight isn't enough adventuring for one lifetime. I'm hoping that you'll be back soon enough after you reach the city, but most people who leave West Harbor don't come back. Not that I'm not tempted. Amy certainly would have jumped at the chance, but we lost a lot of harbormen to the attack. Hopefully your father's right, and there will be no more attacks once the shard is gone. Still, the village will need every sword arm it has. As a member of the militia, my sworn duty is to defend West Harbor. I can't just turn my back on that. I'll do my best to keep the place standing for you when you return. I want to hear about all of your adventures. I've got some bandages here, though I hope you won't need to use them. You can also have my share of the loot that we found. You'll need it more than I do. Well, if you're sure. Something to remember you by, eh? Wish I could go with you, but the defense of the village is important too. Not really. There's an inn north of here along the road. It's the only one between here and the edge of the mare, from what I understand. Plenty of lizard folk in the swamp, of course. Just stick to the roads and you'll be fine, though. At least, that's what I've heard. Good luck. And if you run across the one who killed Amy, stick a blade through his heart for me. She deserves at least that.
station.
So, Dagon is sending you to Neverwinter, eh? I can't say I approve. If it were a militia matter, I wouldn't send you alone. But I don't have any right to tell him how to raise his child. Can you at least tell me why you're going? Your father wouldn't tell me a thing. You know what they were looking for? They tore apart half the houses in town. What is it? Obviously, those beasts didn't come all that way for a chunk of silver. There must be more to it than that. That does sound important. More important than staying here. It won't be easy reaching Neverwinter. I've traveled that way once or twice. It's a dangerous journey, especially for one traveling alone. You might want to ask around the village. If you're going to leave, some folks might be able to offer some help. Just some advice. Be careful with the men out there. We harbormen are a particular bunch, but we look after each other. Some men out there might want to... well, let's just say the way you carry yourself might attract the wrong kind of attention. Here, take this shield. It's always served me well. And even if you don't use it, you can sell it for some gold that might do you some good.
Have you said your farewells? To get to Neverwinter, take the road that borders the Starling Farm out of town. It is the only road through the Mare of Deadmen, so following it will be easy. The road itself has not been patrolled for some time, and few travel it. Move quickly, and you may be able to avoid the many beasts of the Mare. I suspect you will see your share of battle before you reach Neverwinter. Stray from the road, and the danger is even greater. I've made it known that you travel directly for the city, in the hopes that the enemy will pursue you along the high road. Instead, you will head to the small port town of Highcliff once you are clear of the swamp. From there, you will seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter. There is a ship named the Double Eagle that will await you in Highcliff. Her captain, Flynn by name, is a trusted friend of mine and will ferry you safely to the city. Your trip to Neverwinter will be quicker by water, and my attempt at misdirection may allow you to reach Highcliff before the enemy becomes aware of your true route. I have nothing more to say. It's time for you to go, my daughter. Each moment you remain here brings greater risk to the village.
This incursion is the most noteworthy event that's happened here in years. I had high hopes for Amy. She was a rare find in West Harbor. A shame she failed to heed her first lesson. Always listen to Tarmas. Not that I expect you would understand, but she was the only one capable of holding a coherent conversation with me. Go if you must, but mysteries remain here that need to be answered. When I had made it clear to stay out of it, I am no doddering scholar in need of your amateurish attempts to help. The girl died a meaningless death. A needless sacrifice only helps your enemy. Learn this lesson, and you may avoid Amy's fate. Help with the journey, you say? Advice. Advice is what I can give. Use that skull of yours for more than a shield. Amy obviously failed to learn this lesson. The fool girl. As functional as the famous harborman thick-headedness is, it still won't prove much help against, let's say, a lizardling sword or javelin. You aren't mistaken on that account. Fine, take this. Perhaps it will help you. Perhaps not. But don't bother asking for more. I've already lost an apprentice on your behalf. That's all you'll be getting from me. Oh, very well. I suppose I could always use more coin.